The Journey to Peace, Part 1, The Veiling. You knew peace when you floated in soft, warm birth waters, that world of amniotic fluid, and the music you listened to was the rhythmic lub-dub of your mother's heartbeat. And you floated into life and looked at the world through innocent, wide eyes, comprehending beauty and radiating your natural connection with peace. You knew peace in your tiny little spirit sphere of life, and even better if you got to be cradled in your mother's arms and felt her smiling heart and face admiring you. Though maybe it was not all perfect, and your parents fought and bombs dropped, but inside there was a spark of light that called you back home as it scintillated and hummed inside you, beckoning you to remember peace. And you grew like a flower, tipping your face to the sunlight and letting her rays penetrate your soul, infusing your remembrance with what is real. And what is real, you asked yourself as you grew and the veils covered that beautiful scintillating light, and that feeling of peace receded like ocean waves returning to the depths of the ocean, and you searched and searched to find what you had lost. Part 2, the tasting. It can happen suddenly, like when Alice in Wonderland dropped down the rabbit hole, or it can happen gradually and progressively, like clouds when they pile up on top of each other to form the rain, or it can happen gently, like a summer shower washing the dust from the air, or it can happen in a dream, and you know that this is no earthly thing, but rather something ephemeral and delicate. It happened like that when I was 14. I remember looking out my bedroom window and seeing a gray world. At least that's what it felt like, a world with no color. In the dream, I was standing in the church gazing at my favorite mosaic, my namesake in all her turquoise glory, her gown flowing, white light radiating from her head, her hands, and somehow she slid out from that wall of crushed ceramic and stood before me, hands outstretched. Wordlessly, in a silence that opened up infinity, she taught me what I did not know, what I had forgotten. I was sure I would trade my life, all 14 years of it, to live in that heavenly peace. I spent the rest of my life searching. Part 3, The Secret. And what does all this have to do with peace in the world? It's this simple. Remember that rabbit hole? Well, when you drop down that rabbit hole into the world of the heart, into the world of unity, where there is no separation, then that person who hurt you, who angered you, who humiliated you, who embarrassed you, who judged you, that person's bad behavior doesn't exist. In the world of the heart, in that world of unity, none of this matters. It just doesn't exist. But I can't just tell you this secret. You have to taste it yourself. So I will end with a poem entitled Maghrib Prayer Time. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the universally merciful, the singularly compassionate. A soft white scarf flows over my head as I touch my forehead to the ground in prostration, coming up to crickets chirping in the fading light. Darkness overtakes the last blue light of evening, and peace descends over a busy world. And now the crickets seem to hush, and now the crickets seem to hush in quiet expectancy, pausing their chorusing praise to God to make room for the singing cicada. Then, even she is silent, and I hear only the breath of God, and time stands still as day flows into night in one final surrender.